Welcome in to Purple and Gold Talk. I am your host, Jim Cross. I'm joined, as always, by the amazing, the Ava Garza. Ava, how are you doing tonight?
I'm excited. I love talking about swim, so I'm really, really excited for this one.
There you go. Well, we got a special episode tonight. We're talking to LSU alumni, record holder, 32 medals, Ava. 32. That is not an
It's a
exaggeration.
lot of medals.
That's a lot. That being said, Maddie Ice, man, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm just honestly right now, I'm just happy to be back from Japan because that was so long. I'm still adjusting. My sleep schedule is still a little off, but it's been good being back. But yeah.
Well, before we get this thing kicked off, we got to plug the sponsors. Chinook Seedery, 8 flavors, mild to wild. Less salt, no sandpaper tongue. The best sunflower seeds in the game. Go get them. Get you some smoking toast, cinnamon toast, and smokehouse barbecue mixed together. Jesus One Apparel, John 16:33, empowering young men and women to be bold in their faith. And, of course, Old Dominic Distillery in the heart of downtown Memphis. That being said, Ava, take this thing away.
Okay, so Matt, I hear that you're staying in my hometown in Houston for a couple of days, or I guess these days in general. So what's your favorite thing about Houston?
I like it. So yeah, I moved there. I moved there shortly after when I was on Big Brother. Because two of my best friends were LSU swimmers as well. One of them got a job, and so we're like, okay, we're all gonna go Houston. So we got a place out there together. Love it. It's River Oaks area. You got the Heights right there. People are in that area. I like it. I mean, to be honest, I wanted Texas, and Houston and Dallas are, central hubs for all the flights and stuff. So Texas was the perfect spot. For me, I just kind of like to be like, I wake up, I train, I go back, I eat, I go train again kind of thing. So like, I'm not even doing much outside of the house, but I've seen a lot of Houston. I like a lot of it. The coolest part I think about Houston, I would say, is the LSU alumni base. Like, there are so many places that are owned by LSU alumni, and everything's a lot of LSU themed bars, restaurants, just places. And it's really cool to just see that because right away, like, moving to a new city kind of sucks sometimes. You have to start all over, but like, you already know so many people there because they're all from LSU basically. Yeah.
Ava, is that how you ended up at LSU? Houston's just pushing them out.
So a family friend was like, his entire family went to LSU, and so they were always like LSU, 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 and I was like, well, I got nowhere else. Like, I don't have any family ties anywhere crazy, so why not? So I kind of just full sense it with LSU, and here we are. But yeah, the like LSU Houston pipeline is insane. The LSU, I don't know if you've seen the LSU bar that's like all LSU themed is like crazy. They play Call in Baton Rouge like every 30 minutes on 30 minute.
Yeah.
So I have to know, like, what's your go-to food place in Houston?
I have to think. I'm always back and forth with here in Dallas, so I got to think a little bit. But Houston, I got to think of that one. What is that place called? They have really great Mexican food there, so I know a lot of the Mexican places there are so good. I just can't remember the top of my tongue, but it's like, I mean, you get this brisket, it comes out on this hot like stove thing. I wish I knew the name of it, but
no, it's so valid. It's so valid. Like, I told Jim, and I talk about it all the time on the podcast, I refuse to eat Mexican food in Baton Rouge because I'm from Texas, so specifically Houston. So I'm like, I'm not eating. Like, I can't do it. So I'm like, that's valid. So you're runner-up.
He solidified what you've been saying.
I told you. Like, I just needed someone to come in and like, prove my point.
Sorry, what are you saying?
No, go for it.
I was saying, so I was from California, so I didn't have like that cultural like food like adjustment. Like, I went right from California into spices and all that in Louisiana, crawfish and all that, and then now I went to Texas. It was like, well, you have Louisiana. Kind of eats me into that, and like there's so much like Cajun food still in Texas and all that.
Absolutely.
That is so shredded. I wouldn't be convinced that he ever ate Mexican food. I feel like dude eats salad every day. Are you kidding me?
Salad. So you were runner-up on Big Brother 25 and have been a national celebrity representing the deaf community and LSU. So do you still get recognized all the time in public?
Yeah, it's it's nice that it's still happening. But yeah, everywhere I go, it's like when I go to airports, it's funny because like you can expect it at like airports and events that I go to and stuff. But like I think the coolest part is like when I'm at a grocery store, it's like someone's saying I'm like trying to look at the food items and someone's right there and it's like double taking. You're like, are you? That? And I'm like, I am. They're like, what the hell are you doing at Kroger's? Like I live because I'm just all over the place all the time. So I think that's like kind of the cool part. It's just like in the middle of like a random store and people are like, wait, what? Yeah.
So as a big LSU guy, before we get into all the swimming, how excited are you with us getting our new football coach, Lane Kiffin?
I'm excited about that. Obviously, I don't want to put my opinions and stuff out there, but I think this was a good find. I think we needed a little bit of change. I loved Coach O when he was there because he was there when I was an athlete there, and I just loved his spirit and everything. And I hope Lane's the same way, and I think he will be. I think what Lane has done at Ole Miss has been really good and promising, and I think he can bring that to LSU because I think we just need that kind of figure, like that's obviously, when things aren't going your way, you kind of just need a fresh start, and I think Lane can bring that. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. Funny story for me, Matt. My daughter didn't get to come home for Thanksgiving. She had to work while she's down there at LSU, and she went with a friend to Thanksgiving dinner, and somehow or another, she ended up at a dinner at Coach O's house, and she texted me, and she's like, "You won't believe where I'm at," and I was like, "That's crazy." So yeah, not you know what? You didn't get to come home, but you ended up at Coach O's house, so not a bad landing spot.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's Coach O is someone like I just randomly see videos of him just randomly, and people are like freaking out, and he's just the guy. Yeah.
I mean, but he embodies everything that is like that's the guy. When you picture Louisiana, that's the guy. But going to the other side of the map, you talked about getting back from Tokyo. Never been there, got to know, man, what's it like?
Man, that's the thing, everyone's asking. It's like I wish I could tell a lot, but like when I was there, I was racing so much. Like we had one like free day basically. Because my competition is like 7 days long and we're there for like 10 days. You got to take in with the flight too. The day I get there is already half the day and leaving. Culture was awesome. Like I already knew the culture was going to be amazing because when I went to my first international meet, which was in Bulgaria, I met the Japanese team and just right away, like just they bow before their races, they bow to their opponents and all that. And that's kind of exactly what I saw when I went to Japan. The culture is awesome, very respectful, very polite. Food is awesome there, of course. I'm actually on a boycott right now with Starbucks because the Starbucks there is so good. The Starbucks here are just not the same anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to Starbucks anymore in America. But it's awesome. I mean, what's crazy is like things you don't even think about, but like the subways are extremely quiet. The trains, you don't go on your phones. You don't like talk either. There's peacetime. And then there's no trash bins in Japan. So the streets are actually super clean because people don't leave their house with trash in their hands. You don't eat when you're walking and stuff. So it's kind of cool to see that because it was like, oh, there's no trash cans and people are just going to leave things, but it's just totally culturally different. They follow the rules, all that. Just really cool to see, obviously, when you go to countries, but I think Japan is just one of the coolest ones I've been to.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until you said something, about the flight and everything. Like as an athlete and when you're adjusting, like how hard is it? Like, is there a sense of like jet lag when you first like get there and you're trying to prepare to, compete?
Yeah, it's like, for swimmers too, like, we're not going for one competition, one race. We're going, for someone like me, I'm doing 30 races. So it's like, I got to find a way to make myself the least amount of tired, the least amount of stress on flying. I don't want to get sore from sitting 12 hours in a tight spot, no room. So, I try to get up like every hour. I can't sleep on planes, so that sucks. So the entire flight there and back, I never slept once. So that was brutal. Well, I guess what helps the jet lag is honestly after the first day of competition, I'm already tired. That I was like already able to fall asleep right away after finals and then get back on a schedule. So it wasn't too terrible with the jet lag, but just the most part, like the hardest part, really, with the whole transition was just 7 days of competition. You know, I've experienced jet lag before. I see other countries when I've competed, so it's all things I've prepared for. You know, I'm wearing compression shirts, compression socks, compression pants, go on the plane ride, and whenever I'm not swimming. So it wasn't too big of a deal or a shock to me.
Gotcha. So we talked about it. You're the most decorated deaf athlete in America, tied for the most swimming medals in history. You know, with 32. When you started competing, you know, is this something you truly believe could happen? Like, you know, I'm not saying was it necessarily a goal to have the most medals, but could you imagine having 32 medals when it first started?
Yeah, no, like when I first went my first games, I only got 3. You know, from 3 to 32. You know, that's a big change. You know, I was like, okay, maybe the next one I go to, I'll get another 3. You know, I never expected the numbers to get that high at all. It was never really like the medals were really never a goal of mine, but it was more short term. So it was like, I want to go here, break the deaf world record. And then I got 1 deaf world record. Then it was like, okay, let's get another one. And it's got up to 6 now. So those were kind of my short term goals that led to the big time goal that I never really set, which was the medal count. Until the last one I went to Brazil, I got 14 and just decided I'm going to do every race. I'm just going to do it all. And it was so hard. But when I did that, I was like, dang, I'm really close to the record now. Now I got to go again. And because I'd done it before, it was kind of like, okay, I know I'm going to be tired. I know I'm going to have like no time in between my races to go to the next race. All those things were kind of, I was prepared and to do and stuff. And so that was obviously my goal when I went this time for the games was to get the record. But it was never a goal when I first started swimming or when I went to the first games. So like now I'm already like, okay, I'm definitely going to 2029 now because I'm tied with the record. But it's like, you know, knowing me, I'm kind of ambitious. So I'm like, no, I want to shatter that record. I want to obliterate it. I want to make it so hard that it doesn't get broken for a long time. And if it does break it, it's going to be someone that's very rewarding and was determined to break it. Yeah.
So, you know, Ava, bringing this to you, I was thinking about when we had Gabby Rivera on and the tennis star from LSU, and she was talking about playing in this country and that country. And you hear Matt talk about Bulgaria and Brazil and Japan. Like everybody's like training their kid up to be like football and baseball and basketball players. Like forget that. Like swimming and tennis, your kid can go everywhere. Like
everywhere. Yeah.
So, you know, I saw you posting. Obviously, we talk. We're friends. Post Big Brother, you constantly were putting on muscle. So this is a question for me. I'm curious about, like, because I know what it's like as I got bigger to get in the pool, how much harder it was. You know, your body makeup's different. So for you, when you were getting prepared for this, like, did you have to cut weight? Because there's no way when I saw you jack that you, okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely had to cut something. So like I totally bulked up the last 2 years since Big Brother. Because I wasn't swimming anymore, really. It was kind of like I kind of just retired because I went from Worlds, then went on Big Brother, and then it was Olympics 2 months after Big Brother. And I was like, there's just no way in 2 months after taking so much time off, I was going to make it. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to put swimming to the side. You know, I never really got to officially retire like on my terms and stuff. So I just went, you know, I needed some motivation. I needed something to work for. And, you know, it was kind of the gym. I want to get my body in the best shape it can be, you know, and for another show, you know, those kind of things. So I just got a passion into that. And I just got really knowledgeable and all that. Like, how am I going to put on mass? Like, how am I going to take care of my body? How am I going to treat it? You know, same way I treated swimming was researching, figuring out what works, what doesn't, just taking everything to the full potential. You know, I was like, okay, I need to sleep more. I need to eat so much more protein, you know, 200 grams of protein a day and those kind of things. I gained like 40 pounds. I got up to 245 and I was like, when I said I was going to swim again, I was like, all right, I'm going to have to lose some weight because there's no way I could do multiple races or anything.
Which
over.
I still saw the pictures of you in Tokyo. You're still jacked compared to
I was
last
still a
one.
big dude. And like, I got drug tested like 5 times. I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm like significantly bigger than almost everyone there. And
now at the next one, you're going to be like older than everyone else, right? Next one, you'll be older than everyone else.
Was that older?
Older, yeah. Next one, because you're going to be pushing age in the next one.
I know. Well, then you got like there was Marcus who was 39. You had Terrence who was 45. Because those guys were legends in their eras, and they were like the people I looked up to, and they're still doing it, which is crazy. Because that's so long in the sport, Yeah, for me, it was kind of like, I'm not going to put off, like, I'm not going to be able to cut down to like the perfect swimming physique that I want, but I'm going to do as much as I can because it kind of translated, I gained the muscle mass. So it converted into the power because I only trained like 2 months before Deaf Olympics. And all that kind of transferred from the last 2 years I've been training in the weight room. It wasn't just strictly doing 2 reps, 5 times, just pure maxing out. It was, all sorts of different variables to make sure I was still athletic and mobile. So that paid off, obviously, because 2 months of training with swimming, or 2 months of swimming only, like after 2 years, is not very good to like go into like one of these big competitions, So that was something I didn't know. I didn't know if I was gonna get 10 medals because I was like, yeah, my mentality wants to get 10 medals, my drive, but it's like, but I don't know if my body's gonna be able to do it. And yeah, I definitely was learning throughout the meet. I was like, yeah, I'm way more tired than I used to be. My muscles are getting like I'm getting like cramps everywhere, knots, and I had to go to we had a physical therapist, and she worked on me every session because I was like, yeah, I need some work. Yeah.
So what's next for you? Any more reality TV in your future?
Yeah, hopefully now that I can commit to it, because coming up to Deaf Olympics, it was kind of like I want to commit to this. This is kind of like the start of everything, and I want to stick to my roots. So I couldn't do anything, and I had my 2-year contract with CBS, and now that's over with. Now I can do any show that comes forward. So that's my goal in the next couple of months, is to let them know that I'm ready to do a show and see what's offered, because I definitely will take it up if it fits my boat. Like if it's a game like question show, I'm not gonna do that. But if it's gonna be like a physical,
interestingly enough, you left Asia, Matt. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. Have you seen that Physical 100?
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've been seeing.
I think you could have a chance in that. But you're not in Asia anymore. You got to be over there.
Yeah, I was like, look, I want to start like training Ninja Warrior and stuff, because like those things are so badass, and it's just like another drive. Like I'm still gonna train for 2029, but in between, I'm still want to do things. I'm not gonna go pro swimming for 4 years because that's so demanding. So I still want to do things that's gonna make me very agile, very mobile, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So will you be competing in the next Deaf Olympic Games?
Yeah,
I will. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because like I have to now because I'm tied. But like now, I just like I want the whole time. Well, I'm tied. Technically, I'm tied for swimming, and I'm 1 medal away from all history, because what it is 32 is the record for swimming. It's 33 for all-time Deaf Olympics, because the person that got 32 did cycling as well and got a medal from that. So that's where like that extra medal comes in. So it's good because now it's like all I have to do is just get 1 medal. And obviously I'm not planning just to get 1 medal. I'm planning to get at least like 7 or more, and just like kind of make it a big thing, like, oh, everyone knows what I'm coming here for, and they expect it to happen,
reach over and grab him in his lane and sabotage him so he can't win another one.
All right. They were trying to sabotage me at this games. I mean, they were putting so many rules that were like never there before, and I was like, "You're kidding me!" Because we were allowed to I was allowed to cool down because I had double races or triple races at finals, and the new rule this time the games was we had to be in the ready room 15 minutes before. But if I'm already doing a race, I'm already in there for 15 minutes. I race. I have medal ceremony right after. That's another 20 minutes. Then my race is up in less than 15 minutes. I don't get to go back and warm down or do anything. I have to go straight from a race to medal podium and go back into the ready room and swim again with no cool down, no nothing. And I'm a bigger guy now. Like, that's really difficult to do. I was very pissed off when I found out about that, but obviously I took it. You know, I was like, I got to find a way how to get over it. I got to find a way how to make it work. The other ones, they let me cool down all the way to the last like 20 seconds, get out, put on podium clothes real quick, get the medal, come on, go back in the warm down pool 1 minute before my race, go race again. But this time they weren't allowing it. And I was like, it's crazy because you guys know I'm going for this record. Like, so I don't know. Could be a coincidence, maybe not. We'll never know.
So if you could pick, you know, because she asked if you plan on doing reality TV, if you could pick any one show, any show across the board, like it doesn't even necessarily have to be, you know, our typical reality shows. Maybe it's even one we don't know. Maybe, I don't know, it could be Dancing with the Stars, whatever it is. Like, what's the one show you would be on?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a couple, but I think the one that sticks out the most, obviously, and I think what most people all say to me is Challenge. I think that's a perfect niche for me. You know, it's got that total physical competition, all that, and half of them are like in the water, which is totally my niche. So like that would be like the top goal.
I want to see you on Survivor because you can play the social game too. I know you can do both aspects, not just
physical. You know, the social game too, and it's like that's another one. You know, Survivor I would love to do. Traders even. There was Deal or No Deal Island, and I got reached out for season 2, but I was under CBS contract, so I couldn't do it. And now it got canceled. Now the show's canceled, and I'm like, damn, that sucks. Just perfect situation.
Yeah, I know is you being such a fan favorite, and the personality you have. I know without a doubt somebody's picking you up for something. Like they can't waste the talent, Matt.
Yeah, how could you not want someone with 32 medals? Come on now.
Right. Well, before we cut you out of here, you know, we always play a game with our guests. Play this or that. I got a different set of questions than I had for you last time. So, man, pretty simple. Choose one or the other. Just can't say neither. Can't say both. For you, man, I know you're outdoorsman. I know you like the water skiing or surfing.
Surfing.
All right. It's interesting because I just asked you a question. So, or we just talked about it, so I know the answer now, but it was on here. Chinese food or Mexican food?
What's that? Say again?
Chinese food or Mexican food?
Mexican food.
All right. Houston or Baton Rouge?
I would say Houston because there's still LSU people there.
There you go. All right. 4x100 or 4x200?
Well, what?
Which one do you like swimming more, the 4x100 or the 4x200?
Oh, definitely 4x100. The shorter the better.
That one's tiring.
Shorter the better.
All right. I don't know how much you've been paying attention, but both are absolutely loaded this year. So this is man, it could go either way. But who is more likely to win the national championship this year? LSU baseball or LSU gymnastics?
I haven't seen this year's progress. I mean, gymnastics hasn't started yet, have they? No.
But both of them absolutely killed the transfer portal. Like it should be both of them, honestly. But I'm gonna let you pick one.
Like they're both always like top 5 every year. I don't know. It's like every year is different. I don't know if I can take one on that. If I take,
you're gonna pick this next
game.
All right, you got to pick this next one then. Who wins a title first, Joe Burrow or Paul Skeens?
I say Paul Skeens. I think he's killing it in the leagues right now, right off the rookie year. Yeah. Burrow has a whole team, you know, like I think Paul Skeens got the better hand here.
Well, hopefully both of them do, but to your point, they're both killing it. Paul is just ridiculous. All right, last one for you. So we just talked about Survivor, so I was curious, would you go back to play Big Brother again, or would you play Survivor?
If I had to choose between two, it would be a Survivor because I've already done Big Brother. I've already done 100 days. It's more than enough. Survivor, you know, I'm definitely going to starve on there, but I'm totally down for a new show, you know, get the new scenery. yeah, it would be interesting how I would do in that compared to Big Brother.
The only bad thing about going on the show previous, with Big Brother is I feel like if you did play something like Survivor, there would be a target on your back because they know you're a comp beast and they know that you have a social game. So they may try to get rid of you. That would be the only bad thing I could think of.
Right. I think what works at my advantage in some ways, obviously disadvantage, is people kind of know that I'm, I guess, say trustworthy. Maybe like they saw the loyalty of game of I played with people. So that helps to my advantage. But then a disadvantage, that's going to make people manipulate me. So I think I would play completely different the next show I do. Wouldn't be all about loyalty. I think it would be a mix of both. I'm going to have to be a little bit more sneakier. I'm going to have to be a little bit more blindsided so I don't want to be too predictable. Yeah.
Ava, my idea, I need to get CBS on board with this. Matt is one of many. So a lot of times, to me, the best player finishes second. A lot of times, and with Big Brother, I sent him a list the other day. There's like 5 of them that are exceptional players. I need them to bring all for a season, have all the second place players, so somebody has that chance at redemption.
Yeah, I think that would be a great theme to do because I'm not saying that for, second and third places, it's just as you know how it is every year. It's just a different jury. Every year it's just different. If you have one different person on that cast, the whole outcome could be completely different. So I think a second place, obviously not trying to be biased, but would be a great thing.
Well, and I think, specifically, as a fan of the show, like I talked about you, Tyler, Cody, y'all were all loyal, brought somebody to the end that you respected and wanted to be at the end with, and maybe gave you lesser of a chance to win. So chance to be rewarded for that loyalty, give you all another shot because y'all did it the right way.
Right.
All right, Ava, I'm done with my look. It's you gotta get more into the show, Ava, so you know what we're talking about.
Well, I'm not a huge Big Brother person, but I think you do good on Dancing with the Stars. I'm a big Dancing with the Stars person. I think you exactly. They teach you. It would be so
they
good.
teach you. I know. But I'm like, but I mean, I would do it, but I would be so that's definitely something I would be so out of my element. But again, I like kind of doing things that are out of my element. Like Big Brother was totally out of my element, but you can kind of see I ease into it, and I think that would happen in Dancing with the Stars.
That gymnast dude, Steven, he said he couldn't dance a lick, and then I saw the videos of him. So I mean, they make dancer out of you.
His freestyle was so good. Yes, highly recommend. Please do Dancing with the Stars so that we can have you back and we can debrief after. That would be awesome. Is there anything that you want to plug or promote before we close this out?
What's that? Sorry.
Is there anything that you want to plug or promote before we close this out?
I'm thinking. I brought the medal so you guys can see it.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, show us.
We'll give you it's so hard to show, but yeah, there it is.
Nice.
Wow.
I do have a question. This, I wasn't going to ask you, but it was the question my mom had, Matt. She wants to know, could you handle the weight of wearing all 32 at once?
My bad. Yeah, so cool. And it's got the bands on the back. But yeah.
Can you handle the weight of wearing all 32 at once?
My neck's broken still from it. Because these are the heaviest medals they've had, the best medals by far, for sure. So yeah, there was a lot. Security was fun with that. What were you saying though? Sorry.
No, my mom had asked, could you handle wearing all 32 at once?
Oh God. I remember I did a photo shoot at LSU with the photographers there, and I had put the 14 on from Brazil, and I remember my shoulders just cramping up, holding it. So I was like, to put on 32, that's more than double. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to find a way. Maybe I'm going to have to get stronger in the gym just to do that.
Well, we'd like to
put a bow on this.
Okay. We'd like to thank you for joining us. If you like his story and you love the purple and gold, please like and share on Facebook, retweet us on X, like and subscribe on YouTube, and give us a follow on Instagram. Until next time, love purple and live gold.